your call. We'll get going into the workout here very shortly. Before we get going, any problems, any questions that we want to cover? All good. All right. So, like I said, the plan here, 30 minutes, top to bottom, whole body workout. All we want to do is get the body moving to begin with. And the key thing to remember, this workout is your workout. So you take it as hard or as easy as you like. You don't have to go at the same pace that I'm going. Take a pause, take a breath and a rest where you need. All you're going to need, make sure you've got a little bit of water. If you want a mat on the floor and you have a mat, great. Otherwise, we can dive right into it. So we're going to start with a little bit of movement prep. And all I want us to do to begin is take a big step back. We can go together and then reach and rotate front and back. Push up to the top, repeat the other side. Step back, reach and rotate. And we're going to get 3 of these on each side. Nice and slow, controlled. Breathe out as you reach into that rotation. And stand right up when you've done 3. So that's going to loosen up the hip flexors. You've been sitting down doing a lot of work at the desk here today. Next, we're going to go into a hand walk. So a slightly more advanced move. I want you to place your feet directly under your hips. Reach down to the floor and walk your hands forward into a push-up position. Push the ground, drive your butt to the sky, and then walk those hands back towards your feet. Peel all the way up. Again, we're going to work 3 reps. Take it nice and controlled. Push the ground, breathe out, and walk those hands back towards your feet. One more time. Remember to keep the breath work. And as you're walking those hands back towards your feet, squeeze your heels down into the ground. All right, so when we hit those 3 reps there, like we did on the reverse lunge, we're going to take a big step back, although this time we're looking to get that back leg straight. Elbow to instep and up into a big rotation. Take that hand back down to the ground and push your butt up to the sky. Kneeling position, stand tall. That's our world's greatest stretch, and we repeat the other side. Big step back, straight line, head down to your heel. Drive your elbow to the floor. Big rotation, reach to the sky. Hand comes down. This time your butt to the sky. Down onto that knee. Stand up tall. Let's go again. 1 more on each side. Go at your own pace. Work the positions. Focus on keeping that back leg nice and straight in the first position here. Straight line, head to heel. Okay, so hopefully you're starting to feel a little bit looser now. And all I want us to do, we're going to grab a hold of the ceiling. So up onto tiptoes, grab a hold of the roof above you next. On my go, we're going to pull that roof down and drop into a base position. So it's as quick as you can go from high to low. Ready? Go! We're going to hit that base position, chest up, butt back. Let's go again. Reach and go. Everything in 3s. One more time. Reach and go. Great job. That same base position that we just hit. So we're going to hold and start right here. We're going to make raindrops with the feet. So my feet are going to rumble nice, fast and low. control with the arms. This is our 2-inch run. I'll give you a quick demonstration. So 2-inch run, feet rumble, arms under control. Everyone can adopt this position now. And on my go, we'll make the raindrops. Ready? And go! 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. All we want to do now is just recover a little bit. So take a nice deep breath with me, fill your lungs, and let it go. Again, fill the lungs, and let it go. One more time, nice deep breath in, forcefully out. So that's just a little bit of oxygen charging, getting into your system, ready to go into our first block. And our first block is going to have 3 movements, which we're going to work through in a circuit. This first circuit of 3 movements, we'll do it all together, just like we did here in the warm-up. So you have an idea of the positions and patterns that we want to hit. So we go on this first one together. We're going to go with that reverse lunge that we hit in our movement prep. We're going to go 10 reps, and on the 10th rep, we're going to pause close to the bottom for 10 seconds. So if we all work through that same position, where I take my reverse lunge, and you can join in now, go with me, we're going to do 10 reps. And remember, on that 10th rep, we're going to pause at the bottom. 3 more. And last one, we hold. So on that 10th rep, we're going to hold it here for 10 seconds. The back knee is slightly off the ground. And we're just pausing. This is where you start to feel that little bit of work going on. 3, 2, 1, stand up. Straight into the other side. I'm going to do exactly the same thing. So I'm hitting those 10 reps on that reverse lunge. Four more here for me. You do this at your own pace. 2, 1, and you hit that position, and we hold. As we hold this position, we want to create a shield. So think of those ribs, those hips connecting together nice and tight. 10-second hold here at the bottom. 3, 2, 1, and up. Shake it off. That's the first movement. Number 2, we're going to bear crawl. Limited space probably for most of you. So we're going to work short distance, forward and back. Look at the position first. Hands and knees, wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips. From this point, with my shield at the ribs and hips again, I'm just going to lift my knees a couple of inches from the ground. Everyone comes into this position to begin with, and then we are going to take small steps, moving forward. Go as far as you are able to, and when you run out of room, start to take that bear crawl backwards. We're going to go here for 30 seconds. So if we all go into our bear crawl position, 30 seconds on the clock, and go. Remember, we want controlled, small steps. Take it to that point where you run out of room in the space that you have, and then go backwards. And we just keep going forward, backward. 15 more seconds. Five more. 3, 2, 1. And relax. Shake it off again. One more movement on this first circuit. We're going to go onto our side. Star pattern. We're going to position our body onto our elbow. and our knee. From here, raise that hip off the ground. So we have a nice straight line going down the middle of your body. As if your hips are on a belt and a cable. Your butt is going to get pulled all the way back behind you and to the ground. And then the belt buckle drives up and forward. Everyone come down into the star position. We're going to hit just 5 on each side, slow and controlled. Hips down and back, belt buckle up and forward. Good. Down and back, really reach with your butt and then drive that belt buckle through the wall in front. If you want to, you can add that top arm into a reach and pull. Reach and pull. And as soon as you've done 5, just spin over, 5 on the other side. Elbow, knee, straight line, butt goes down and back, belt buckle up and forward. Arm can be added for reach and pull, slow and controlled. Again, as I said at the beginning, take this in your own time. If you need to take a break, feel free to do so. Stand it on up when you've done 1 round. Take a quick sip of water. We've done 1 circuit. We're going to do 2 more now. With less pause time, less of me talking in between. We're going to get through the whole round much, much quicker. So we're back to the beginning. We are back to our reverse lunge. 10 reps, remember, on each side. On that 10th rep, we hold at the bottom. Let's see if we can keep pace this time. Let's go. There's 1. Control, push. You see, I'm using a running action. You don't have to. Just feels more natural for me to add that arm movement in as well. 3 more. 2 and 1. We hold that bottom position. 10 seconds. Remember to brace ribs and hips together. Create this shield. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Stand it up. Straight into the other side. Control and push. 10 reps. Halfway, we go 5 more. Breathe out as you push the ground away from under your body. 2, last 1, hold it there at the bottom, 10 seconds. We want to hold it quite close to the ground, not up here, below, work with the strain. You start to feel those quads burning. 3, 2, 1, and up. Shake it off. We go straight back into bear crawls. Remember your position, wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips. As soon as you're ready, 30 seconds, we can jump right into it. Small steps. Take it forward. When you run out of space, take it back. Keep going. 20 seconds to go. Ribs and hips. Connect the dots here. We want that position braced. 8 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Last one in our circuit. We go into that star pattern again. Elbow, knee, into the straight line. As soon as we hit that position, hips can sink and reach back. Belt buckle, up and forward. 5 times. Reach and pull is optional. If you're having any difficulties with this position, nothing wrong with just holding the top here. You can modify and hold here for the time that it would take to do 5 reps. It's going to be about 15 seconds. Switch and get 5 on the other side. Hips down and back. belt up and forward. Pause at the top and just hold if you need to modify. And when we've done our 5, we can sit it up, back onto our feet. Quick break, no more than 20 seconds. Take a sip of water if you need. We want to make sure we're constantly rehydrating throughout the workout. And we'll go right back to the beginning. So final round on this first block. Reverse lunge, 10-second hold on that last rep. Let's go. Control, push, control, push. Even as I'm moving through these positions, I want to maintain that brace, that shield. 4 more. On that bottom one, just hold there 10 seconds. A nice way to think about the position being correct here. Shin and torso run parallel to each other. Just give a quick check to see if you have that. 3, 2, 1. Push up. Same on the other side. So that applies when I am moving as well. Shin, body, parallel. Gives us a nice drive into the floor. Maximizes the work from our glutes. 2 more. When we hit that last one, hold that position. Last 10-second hold. Brace. Breathe behind the brace. As you hold that position, nice deep breaths. Take the air in through your nose, out through the mouth. Enjoy the burn that you start to feel in your quads on this last set. You're going to finish strong. Push up. Shake it off. Back down to the ground. Last set of bear crawls. Key thing to remember on the crawls, don't let your butt rise up to the sky. Keep those knees nice and low. Here we go. 30 seconds. Small, controlled steps. Pushing back as you run out of space. Another 20 to go. Stay low at the knees. Squeeze the ribs and hips together. 10 more seconds. Again, if you're getting tired, take a break. Take it in chunks of time. 3, 2, 1. And relax. We're done with our first block. So we just worked there for about 10 straight minutes. Should start to feel heart rate is up. Maybe again a little bit of a sweat. We're going to take a little break before we go into our next set, our next block. So again, now's your chance to rehydrate. And that'll get you.
Forgot the NS.
Movement. Heart rate is up. Body is starting to breathe a little bit more heavily, especially if you're talking. So this is your opportunity to dial that down a little. We're going to come down onto the ground. Place both of your legs as close to 90 degrees as you possibly can. Nice upright position through your torso, chest high. And then I want you to push your butt back and bow forward into that front hip. Pause for 2 seconds and then back away. So the glutes took the brunt of the work on that first block with the reverse lunge, and then also with the star pattern. So we're just giving them a little bit of loosening before we go in. Once you hit 3 reps, spin it around to the other side. Take some nice deep breaths as you go. Good. And once you've done 3 reps there on each side, we're ready to go into the second block. We're going to follow a very similar pattern. So we're going to work through 3 movements. First round, we'll do it together, and then 2 rounds where we start to go a little bit more tempo. What we want to focus on is finishing strong. And that means we don't go 100 miles an hour on that first round. We build to that 3rd round, which is where we peak, where you're really able to push through and complete all the reps. So those first 3 movements, number 1, we're going to start with a push-up. So we're going to come over and we're going to start at the bottom position. So chest to the floor, hands just outside your chest. We are going to push to the top, connecting ribs and hips. When you get to the top, lift one hand, tap the shoulder, come back down. Push to the top, tap the other shoulder. If you're having difficulty with this, we can either go from the knees, or if you have something to elevate your position in the room that you're in, you can go for elevated push-ups. The shoulder tap is completely optional. We're going to go 10, so there's going to be 5 taps on each side. So if we set ourselves up, we go together in 3, 2, 1, push and tap. Push and tap. What we're trying to do is minimize how much our body is swaying from side to side by squeezing our midsection and squeezing our glutes. 5 each side, remember? So I've got 1 more each side here. 10 total reps. And relax. That's the first one. Second movement, we're going to roll onto our back. We're going to go with a single leg glute bridge, and our free leg is going to stay straight. So if I lay down, heels 10 to 15 centimeters away from my butt, then one leg directly out, locked nice and tight at the quads. The leg that remains on the floor, I'm going to push, squeeze, and down. And we're going to hit 8 reps on each side. So as soon as you're ready and in that position, you can begin your 8 reps. Push the ground, squeeze your butt muscles nice and tight as you hit the top. Two more here. Push, squeeze, and down. And then switch straight to the other side. One of the things you want to work on is keeping both of those thighs parallel to each other. Give you a nice neutral pelvis, neutral spine. You shouldn't feel this in your low back. We get the nice squeeze on the butt muscles. 2 more. And relax. We're going to stay on the ground for the 3rd movement. Laying flat, bring your knees directly above your hips and your arms directly above your shoulders. Press your low back into the ground. So that arch you have in your low back, keep it close to the floor. That's going to work to connect the midsection. As you breathe out, I want you to reach with opposite arm and leg. Bring it back in as you breathe in. We're just going to take it slow for 6 reps on each side. Breathe in, breathe out. Slow inhale, even slower on the exhale. 6 each side. If you are starting to feel that in your low back, bend your knees a little bit more. Don't reach as far as you can. Just keep that reach arm and leg shorter in your positions. When you've done 6 each side, we're ready to go back to the beginning. So whichever version of push-ups you chose. If we're doing full with a shoulder tap from our knees, elevated position, we're going to jump right back in and we're going to get our 5 on each side. Remember to start at the bottom so we can push up and tap. 5 each side. Minimize the sway. Imagine you're in a short corridor, a narrow corridor, and we don't want our shoulders or our butt to touch the sides. Two more, so 1 each side for me. Take a breather where you need it. We go into our next one. Straight back to the ground. One leg straight, heel into the floor. Pull the toes up towards your head to create tension. And then we push the ground away. 8 each side. Nice tight squeeze at the top. We have the arms to the side. If you need to get a little more stability through your core, push the elbows into the ground. That's going to enhance and assist with your core contraction. One more and switch to the other side. So we have arms down at the side or elbows pushed into the ground for more core stability. Breathe out as you push. And then we stay on the ground for that last movement in this block. Knees directly above your hips, arms up, and as you breathe out, extend on the opposites. 6 each side, so we have 12 total reps. Really work the breath. And then we're going to jump right into this final round. We've got 2 minutes here to complete this final round. And then make sure we can get a little recovery in as well. So as soon as you're ready, flip back over. Bottom of your push-up position. Push to the top, tap, and we go. 5 on each side, 10 total. If you're taking away the tap, and we're working with a modified push-up. As soon as you've hit your 10, we get back onto our back. We're switching positions a lot. It's going to keep your heart rate elevated. If you're still having difficulty and feeling this in your low back, push your knee forward, and that's going to block your pelvis. It's going to block your hips from hyperextending through your low back. 8 reps each side. We go quick, we're picking up the pace. Remember, we're trying to finish strong. We go straight to the 8 on the other side. When we've done our 8, we finish with the dead bug position. Knees, hips, arms over shoulders. Breathe out. Breathe in as we recover to that top position. 6 each side. Keep the ribs, the hips locked together. Keep that lower back close to the ground. Nice job. When you finish those 6 each side, we're going to come up onto one knee. We're just going to work through a little bit of mobility at the hips and breathe to reset and recover our nervous system. So tuck your tail. If you had a tail, tuck it underneath your body and just lean into a little lunge to bring the quad and hip flexor into a stretch. 2-second hold, back away. Nice deep breath. So I want you to try and breathe the air in through your nose for 4 seconds, and then breathe it out through your mouth for 6 seconds. Breathe in for 4 and slowly out for 6. This is a great way to reset your nervous system. We've got you pretty amped up there throughout the session. So now we want to bring it back down to promote our recovery. And as we finish up, all you can do, continue with that breathing, so you can lay down on the ground after this nice comfortable position. Even try and extend your breath a little bit further. So the air to take in through your nose, this time for 6 seconds. Hold it in your lungs for 4, and then breathe it out slowly through your mouth for 10. Just do this for a couple of minutes. It's going to reset your nervous system into a much more relaxed state, which is going to help to promote your recovery, to get ready for tomorrow, ready for the next workout. Thank you, everyone.